Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Lady Calamere. Oh, I'm with Loki and Joker's down here. Loki Lawfison. I am doing my 106th video and we will be discussing Lakshmi. Who is she? What is she? Many people know her just as the goddess of money and fortune and good luck. Yes, that is true. That is very true. How much there is so much about the goddess, Lakshmi. So, Lakshmi... Oh, boy. You're messing with my Sri Yantra, boy. So, Lakshmi has many qualities. She's a very powerful and important goddess. Yes, she is about money, but so much, much more. She brings abundance of fulfillment of material wealth, spiritual wealth, abundance of health, abundance of intelligence, abundance of mental hygiene. She brings all types of beauty, and she is very powerful. And in fact, in order to please Vishnu or to get on his good graces, you need to call Lakshmi. They say call Lakshmi first, that she intercedes between the worshipper of Vishnu and the God himself, for she is the one that can calm him down with her just the look in her eyes. Because if she leaves Vishnu, and there are stories of that she did, that's his Shakti. That's his power. When she leaves, she takes all the abundance and prosperity with her. So originally her birth, one of the first births of her that I know of, is by Adi Lakshmi. So Adi Lakshmi is another form of Lakshmi in the Ashta Lakshmi, which is that are popular in South India, which means Ashta means eight, the 8 forms of Lakshmi. But it said that Adi Lakshmi, she laid 3 eggs. The first egg emerged. Stop it. Vishnu. Stop biting my face. Vishnu and Ambika. From the second, you are not going to disrupt me. Or distract me, which you are anyways. From the second egg emerged Lakshmi, the goddess Lakshmi, and Brahma. And then the third egg, Shiva and Sarasvati hatched out of. So she, Adi Shakti, who is very mysterious, that no god, no deva, demon, asura, or person has the capacity to totally understand her. She is really unfathomable, and we cannot know the totality of Adi Shakti. We don't have the capacity to understand the vastness. Trying to understand Adi Shakti is like trying to count every star in the sky. It's like trying to count every grain of sand on the earth and every beach. It's impossible. She is unfathomable. She is vast. Our puny minds can't understand it. We would have better luck describing totally what dark energy is, then totally to describe Lakshmi. We would have better have understand what dark matter is than understand Lakshmi. She is this great ocean of power. And even to this day, we don't know everything in our ocean. We don't have the capacity to understand it. We know more about the surface of the moon than our own ocean. So think about that. So her second birth was from the churning of milk. When she arose from the churning that was done by the Asuras and the Devas. She is also said to be the daughter of Varuna, the great sea god. Let's see. By the way, this card comes from here. From Gods and Goddesses deck. Varuna is somewhere in here, probably. So anyways, Lakshmi, she has a sister, a dreaded sister, that you need to respect because they love each other. Her sister is Alakshmi. Now, the wise person would say Alakshmi is beautiful and great and wonderful when she leaves me and my home. Lakshmi is great, wonderful, and powerful and beautiful when she comes to me and lives in my home. For if you disrespect Alakshmi, Alakshmi will stay with you and Lakshmi will leave you. If you disrespect Lakshmi, Lakshmi will leave you and Alakshmi will live with you. And Alakshmi is 100 and she's basically a 180 degree difference from Lakshmi. Everything that Lakshmi is, Alakshmi isn't. And everything Alakshmi is, Lakshmi isn't. She is dark, Lakshmi is light. Lakshmi is life, Alakshmi pretty much brings despair, devastation, ruin. Lakshmi is happiness and joy and dance and prosperity, where Alakshmi is wanting, needing, without, lack, hopelessness, abysmal. To have a picture of Alakshmi in your home, to have it framed, is bad luck. You're asking for bad luck. You need to keep a Lakshmi outside your home and Lakshmi in your home. Okay, so they said some people worship a Lakshmi to appease a Lakshmi and appease Lakshmi so that a Lakshmi will leave. So everything that you would feed a Lakshmi, you would not feed Lakshmi. Like a Lakshmi likes sour stuff, spicy stuff. She likes things that a poor person would also eat, but Lakshmi likes sweet stuff, rich stuff. She likes beautiful stuff and sweet stuff and vegetarian. And so yeah, so there are aspects of Lakshmi where she is ferocious and she's actually quite a warrior goddess. So a lot of people don't see her as a warrior goddess. If you're talking about Mahalakshmi, she is the warrior aspect where she is closer to the Divine Mother, but as the protection holds many, many weapons. So in the temple of Divyadam, there is a cave, right? In the temple, man-made, like a cave-like thing. And you go in and you will see the three goddesses, the three Devis. You have Mahasarasvati in her more of a warrior form, Mahalakshmi in her warrior form, and Mahakali in her warrior form together. So I'm just rifling through this, so while I'm talking to you, I should have gotten this ready. So Mahalakshmi is less about money and prosperity as she is more about protecting the devotee and keeping the devotee safe and dealing more with universal stuff. Yes, she can help you with things with prosperity, but they're going to be a lot more about spiritual prosperity than anything else. Lakshmi's element is water. Her element is water. Lakshmi is auspicious. She's light. She's wonderful. But she is fickle. Lakshmi is a wanderer. She's like money. Here today, gone tomorrow. Easy come, easy go. 1 minute she's there and the next minute she's gone. That's why on altars, she should have like Ganesha there, or Vishnu with her. Okay, because if you have Lakshmi in front of your altar, in front of everyone, she's likely to leave. She doesn't stay in one place. She travels all over. Now, and her sister is the owl that sits next to her. That's her sister Alakshmi, which when she's with there, it shows that she is... Okay, the saying is, if you disrespect Lakshmi, you're going to get Alakshmi. If you displease her, you're going to get Alakshmi. If you just know that if you act stupid with your money and act stupid with your finances, you're going to have Alakshmi. Also, it shows that she right now overpowers her sister, that she's there. But her sister is... and the painting or pictures is there. Now, I said by herself, Alakshmi is not good, but as this owl is sort of like reminding you, be careful with your finances, be careful what you do with it. You know, just know if you go gung-ho with your money, you're not going to have it. So, now, the white owl is more auspicious, but with the other owl, it's kind of like, yeah, her sister. So remember, Lakshmi and Alakshmi love each other. So there are 8 forms, that there are many forms of Lakshmi, different aspects of Lakshmi. I'll get into them. I do want to show you this good book if you want to get it. It's by Baal Kadmon. I hope I have it. So we have Lakshmi Mantra Magic by Baal Kadmon. Tap into the goddess Lakshmi for wealth and abundance in all areas of life. He gives some really good information and some rituals and mantras, and he breaks things down for you. So if you really want to learn more about Lakshmi and work with her, this is a good book for you. And I can rifle through it. I did talk to him what I would do. So, again, this is like, the introduction, the divine feminine, Lakshmi, the 8 aspects of Lakshmi, which is the Lakshmi, and then he gives you some of the rituals, which are pretty quite simple, but it is really good to call her energy in. So it's nothing complicated. So Vishnu, of course, is her main consort. However, she has dealt with the Devas, and then she lived with the Asuras, and then she lived with the Devas and the Asuras. Wherever she lives, she brings happiness. Where when she leaves, well, then sadness comes. Sometimes it's good to put Sazvati near her altar, and they say sometimes they argue. As Vishnu in his Jagannath avatar, he has 2 consorts. He has Lakshmi and Sarasvati, which he needs to do his work. He needs wisdom and prosperity. And sometimes it's like if Lakshmi leaves, then Lakshmi is a jealous goddess at times. And she would get jealous because then Sarasvati would get all the attention. So why should she leave and let Sarasvati get all the attention and get all the offerings and get all the prayers? Well, I want to be there too. So she will stay there. Especially if you put Ganesha there, there's not going to be any fighting when Ganesha is there. That's why in Diwali pictures you'll see Ganesha, who opens the way to wisdom, Sarasvati, and Lakshmi of prosperity. So there was a sage that realized that Sarasvati is prosperity for the mind. She's food for the mind. She's food for the brain. She's food for knowledge and wisdom. Where Lakshmi is food in the belly. Food in your in your bank account, your coffer is your coffer back then, but your bank account, food in your wallet, the money. She is she's now even Bitcoin. So, and yes, she does represent, that's one of her, Jagannath, who is Lord of the Universe. But she does represent food, and she does represent the spirit of the earth. I can't find the moon. Oh well. Anyways, I don't have a script. I don't use notes. This is all coming from what I know about Lakshmi, what I've learned about Lakshmi, my experiences with Lakshmi. So let's talk about some of her symbols and her animals. So her bird is an owl, which also serves as her mount. Though in some indications also her sister Alakshmi, but the bird is also her mount. Horses are her animals. Horses, cows, cattle, bovines, and elephants, because they represent royalty. Her symbols are the throne. Even she sits on a throne with lions on it, and the crown. For she is the one who makes kings and rulers. So when people respect the king, sometimes it's more like they're respecting the crown that he wears and the throne he sits on. For she can take away his royal power and then put another on his throne and have wear his crown. She can dethrone a king. She can dethrone a leader. Please dethrone Kim Jong-un. I don't want to get political. There's several people that need to be dethroned from world leaders. Evil people who hurt Earth and hurt people and innocent animals and children. You're the lowest form of scum if you hurt children. Well, also Lakshmi also deals with fertility of humans, animals, and the land. As Santan Lakshmi, she is prayed for children, for she is her Santan means deals with children, and Lakshmi, the richness of children. So yeah, I say I was going to talk about her symbols 3. So some of her this is what happens when I do not have notes. I don't want notes. I don't want to read from notes. So let's talk about her. Her metal is gold, for it does not corrupt. It stays pure. Jewels of all kinds, pearls, emeralds, rubies, topaz, anything that has value, even diamonds, because they're beautiful when they're cut. She is represented by the Sri Yantra. And if you look through it, this is a 3D one. You'll see a triangle, a circle, and a triangle. The circle here too. See the triangle in there? Look in there, and circle and the square. Her days are Friday and Thursday. Yes, Thursday and Friday. Her colors, she usually wears a red sari, but sometimes as the mother, she wears green. Yes, there is green. Her flower is the lotus. For in Buddhism and Hinduism, lotus represents that divine authority. She is said to stand on a lotus, to smell like a lotus, to have a lotus face, to hold lotuses. So the lotus is her flower. I don't want to flip people out because I know it has left a bad taste in their mouth. This has nothing to do with Nazism or Hitler. Fuck them. There is a swastika, and it's not the Nazi swastika. It's basically an ancient form, and it's, if you look it up, you'll see how it's supposed to really be. And it represents to let the good times flow. It represents the flow of light. It represents the moving of time. It is supposed to bring joy and happiness, not evil and eradication and ethnic cleansing. It has nothing to do with that. That is completely different. She also has the 6-rayed star and the 5-pointed star. Yes, the pentacle, the pentagram. Oh, the other animal she works with, okay, several others. I kid you not, is the lizard. The lizard, it eats roaches and bugs. So lizards also represents her cats, female cats, because they breed. But also the female has a way of protecting its young. And in her more ferocious aspects and her warrior aspects, she is the lion. Okay, she represents these big cats. The big cats actually represent her. So as Mahalakshmi of Kolhapur, you're definitely going to have lion associations with her. And that, by the way, Mahalakshmi of Kolhapur is very fierce. Holy shit, is she fierce. She's not going to take no shit. She becomes a warrior where she will literally destroy to protect. Or when she gets angry when she got angry at Vishnu. Ooh, let me explain, okay? You know what? I don't have notes, so I'll go about what Sage Brigu did to when he visited Vaikuntha to have Vishnu and cure her wrath. Spiders. People are like, ew, I don't like spiders. I like spiders. Oh, sometimes. Stop it. You're not getting my drink. Yeah, Mommy, I'm going to get all your drinks. So we have spiders because the spider represents householding stuff, like making a home, of weaving, and the weaving also deals with Lakshmi. So spiders do represent her energy, believe it or not. It does. So yes, we have the spiders. And like I said, with the spiders, it deals with the hard work. It also deals with the aspects of hard work, the symbols of hard work. And like I said, homemaking. And like with the lizards, lizards in parts of India, lizards are worshipped as a symbol of Lakshmi because they eat the cockroaches and household, which are disgusting household pets and bad for people with asthma, and they just, ugh, gross. So they eat the lizards. I mean, they eat the roach. Sorry, they eat the pests. So, like in parts of India, there's an image of the golden lizard on top of a temple of the goddess Kamakshi, which is touched by the devotees. And touching this golden lizard, this image, is supposedly to bring you good luck, good times, good fortune. So, yeah, lizards. And that's not discussed a lot. Or spiders, because they want to just associate beautiful things with Lakshmi in the West. We don't want to look at the spiders and lizards. Well, too bad. Welcome to the East. Fish represent Lakshmi. Fish. Stop, you're not getting it. I represent Lakshmi. Give me your drink. Doesn't work that way, Loki. Can I put down my drink? I bet the minute I look at Lakshmi, put down my drink, he's going to come running over to get my drink. Because that's what he does. He likes to drive me crazy. So other animals, that another forms, I should say, that represents Lakshmi is, oh, there's this type of fish that is actually a part goat, part fish. I'm just a makura. I'm trying to think of the name of it's a mythical creature. Yeah, the makara, not makura, makara, and it's a mythical creature that is part elephant, part fish, and part goat. And it's also sacred to one of the sons of Lakshmi, Mamantha. So it depends on part of India, the part of the, okay, Sanatana Dharma, which then later on became known as Hinduism, which has many different branches, and those branches have branches like Shaivism, Vaishnavism, Shaktiism, Smartism. So you have different things, and different things are going to be said. The owl, as I said, the cow, the elephant, the horse, because they represent, like, at one time only rich people could afford an elephant. Golden sandals, very important, because in traditional Hinduism, the only one who wears gold sandals are an empress, a queen, or a goddess. That's all. So sandals made of gold. Cow's footprints represents Lakshmi. Now, I know there's something else that belongs to the cow. Manure. Cow shit. Is actually, in some Hindus, they revere it because it gives them fuel. It helps them, you know, it's one of the ingredients to plaster. So there's things that they'd use it. And there was a story about the gods were saying, well, if you're so powerful, live in this manure. Can you live in this manure? And so Lakshmi does. She went into the manure. So cow manure is a symbol of Lakshmi. That's not discussed a lot in the West, is it? The letter Shreem. Also Shri, the word Shri. Shri means holy, means actually riches and holy auspiciousness, but it's riches, the rich. With a man, a husband, when he gets married, he's known as Shriman. And when the wife is known as Shrimati. Shri. A mirror is her symbol. Like Oshun holds her mirror, Aphrodite holds her mirror. So we have the mirror. And I'm not saying she's Oshun and Aphrodite. Mango leaf. The betel leaf and nut, or her plants. Also marigold flowers. Tulsi, which is holy basil, is also sacred to Vishnu and even Krishna and Lakshmi. The fly whisk is her symbol. The conch. For the conch shell, you blow it, and it's, in Hinduism, it gets away negativity. They put water in the conch shell, and like wherever they touch, wherever they throw this water, it cleanses the area. Diva, which is a type of light, and she is candlelight. She is diva lights. She is light. She also, the broom, or as we witches like to say, besom. The besom is because it sweeps away physical dirt and sweeps away negative dirt. And actually in Hoodoo, you can use it to, and like when you sweep the dirt and you smack someone with the bristles, you're wishing dirt upon them. You're wishing bad luck upon them. And also, by the way, when you see witches riding the besom, all these pictures of them with the bristles backwards is wrong. It was actually, okay, the bristles should be facing up towards, you know, in the front. And the stick in the back. Not the bristles of the broom in the back. That's wrong. It's actually done with the bristles in the front. And there was like a ritual where they would ride the broom and jump, and as high as they jumped is how the wheat would grow, the crops would grow, and it's other things that is done with the besom. And also in Hoodoo, it says to hold the besom, have the besom facing up like that and not like that. And so she represents kitchen utensils, your pot, your pan, your all the things that you cook in is her thing, because she has a hearth, your kitchen fire, hearth fire. Also honeycomb, it's sweet, it gives food, it has nourishing qualities, the honeycomb. The pot, not talking about weed, we're talking about pot, represents her sugar cane and plantains, bananas and coconuts. So let's look at the coconut, the plantain, and the bilva fruit and leaf is sacred to her. A pile of rice or food is like an image to her. So if you pile up rice, you can make that as if it's Lakshmi. Grain is sacred to her. Basket is sacred to her. So, trying to think what else. Water, of course, especially salt water or fresh water, especially fresh water. The wheel, her attributes are like the wheel, the chakra, A mace is also used as it. So those are some of her days. And why is Sacred Day Thursday is because, okay, Thursday, Lakshmi is commonly worshipped on Friday and Thursday. So Thursday is associated with the guru of the Devas, Brihaspati, who he's the guru of the Devas. He represents planet Jupiter. And we have Friday, which is represent a Shukra, the guru of the Asuras. And he deals with Venus, and he's the overseer of intuitive and creative thought. So her days are, a lot of people just say Friday, but it's also Thursday. Thursday and Friday are auspicious times to worship her. Definitely Diwali is very sacred to her. Very sacred. And on Diwali, you should clean yourself. You should have a clean and tidy home. And it said that Lakshmi will come. It's almost like Santa Claus. If your home is clean and you're clean, she will bring blessings. And she will hang out. But if it's not clean, she's going, ew. And she's just going to walk out. So, and people will light lights to invoke her. And sweet incense. She loves sweet incense. Some food. Some of the food that I mentioned. Mango leaves, marigold, sugarcane, plantain, coconut, bilva, fruit, and leaf. The betel nut and nut. These are some of her food. Piles of food. The grain. Anything sweet, sugary, candy, decadent stuff. Death by chocolate cake. Chocolate lava cake. Just some ideas. Sweet candy. Chocolate. All types of chocolate. Even that stuff that's called white chocolate, which is not real chocolate. Trust me. I went to cooking school. I do have I was an executive chef. I know white chocolate is not real chocolate. It was just a selling point. It's just sugary candy. So, honey, milk, yogurt, creams, juice, fruits, fresh fruit, dry fruits, nuts, basil leaves, dried and fresh. Vegetarian dishes that are not, they shouldn't make it too spicy at all. Jaggery, like rice is definitely her food. I mean, all different types of rice. Anything that's a vegetarian. Lotus flowers can be offering to her. Sweet incenses. Nag Champa oil, that's a good one for her. Nag Champa is actually a really ideal scent for her. But if you can't stand the scent of Nag Champa, give her jasmine or rose incense, lavender, perfumey, sweet. So those things, there's another type of incense. It's actually like this gooey stuff I actually like, but it's really strong. That's actually her incense. I'm just trying to think what it is. Yeah, I wouldn't use spicy oils for her. I would use like scented rose perfumes. She is also the goddess of cosmetics. So that's a good idea. So let's talk about some aspects of the goddess. We're going to talk more than just her 8 aspects. Adi Shakti is the phantom, is the one that is just that you can't just understand. She is beyond understanding, but she can be called upon, and she can be used. Oh, I'm sitting on toys. Cat toys. So, I wonder why I'm uncomfortable. So, Adi Shakti is the powerful one. She's so she is the goddess who gave birth to, in her egg, like, just like I said, Brahma, Lakshmi, Shiva, Sarasvati. She gave birth to Ambika, Vishnu. She is the power of the, she deals with the power of the universe, and she is the great goddess in that form of, oh my God. All these toys. Jeez. They put the toys underneath part of my couch, like I have a blanket on the couch to protect the couch from getting scratched up. And there's toys underneath it. I don't know how they do it. They're Merlin magicians. But back to the cats. I mean, Lakshmi, not the cats. Oh, hi, Shadow. No, you're not getting any more food. You just ate. I know that's what he's looking for. So, Adi Shakti emerged from the, another text states that Adi Shakti emerged from the three qualities of gunas, which is the Rajas, Sattva, well, I should say Tamas, Rajas, and Sattva. And Sattva being the highest of them, and Tamas being the lowest. So, we also have Gaja Lakshmi, and she is the goddess of elephants. And Gaja Lakshmi deals with she does deal with riches and rich wealth, I mean, not witches, sorry, stupid accent. She deals with worldly power. She has the power to enrich the world and empower it. And she is, in many icons, two white elephants are pouring water on her. So that's one of the forms of Gaja Lakshmi, and she is the destroyer of bad luck and ill fate. Sometimes she is even surrounded by not just elephants, but also horses and chariots. There, she is worshipped by Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, and they serve her at their feet. And that she actually, Gaja Lakshmi, removes this distress and discomfort. She is very gentle and loving, but very powerful. So she has the symbol of strength and grace and royal authority. And that's what the elephants also have. The powers, they are the symbols of grace, strength, and royal authority. So she is the one to give divine power. Hello, Shadow. I should have welcomed him. So Shadow's just sitting there. He didn't say hello. You know what? You're just grumpy, aren't you? Well, he's going to be 18 in July. He's going to be 18 years old. We're going to have a birthday party, aren't we? So we also have Mahalakshmi, who I said she stands in the middle of Mahasarasvati and Mahakali. And again, her mantra would be, like I said, Om Shri Mahalakshmi Swaha is different from Om Shri Lakshmi Swaha. If you really want to deal with money, Om Shri Lakshmi Swaha. Ixnay on the Maha. Maha means great, but this is her great form, and she deals more, she's above. She doesn't deal much, she does deal with money, but it's more of, she more protects the devotee. So Mahalakshmi is less dealing with money and more dealing with being, keeping the universe in check and intact, and keeping everything in its, ebb and flow, and making sure everything works out right. So Maha is also her great aspect, where she makes sure everything works. She has the power to bless and protect against negative activity. And then we also have, should I go on with that story, or should I talk more about the Lakshmi in her different forms? So actually, I'll talk about Mahalakshmi of Kalapur, who is more associated, like more of a Durga form. Sometimes she's even seen with a lion, like Durga. And Sage Brigu once visited Vaikuntha, Vishnu, who was reclining on his couch. Oh, come on, guys. Hang on. No. So anyways, Brigu visits Vishnu. And Vishnu was on his couch. He was laying on his couch, and he did not see the sage. Well, angry at being ignored, and he felt hurt, Brigu kicked Vishnu on the chest. Now, who resides in the Vishnu's chest is Lakshmi. In fact, he has hair on his chest, and that golden curl on his chest is Lakshmi. Well, he not only kicked Vishnu, but also kicked her. Now, instead of getting upset, Vishnu says, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I did not see you there. I hope you did not hurt your foot too bad when you kicked me." So Vishnu has this humility. Now Lakshmi was pissed, and she's usually one that calms down Vishnu, right? Well, Lakshmi leaves in a rage. She abandons him. She abandons Vaikuntha, and Vishnu follows her to earth, and he finds her in this place called Karavarapura, which is an ancient name of, Kolhapur. Yeah, Kolhapur. But she was pissed, so she would not return. So until she agrees to return, Vishnu has, he stays in the hills of the mountains there, and there was stands a temple, and so people worship her and him there, and she doesn't return. He doesn't force her return until she calms down. So sometimes, yes, they do get into fights, Vishnu and Lakshmi, but they always make up. They have quarrels. They do some ritual acting of Lakshmi sometimes, having a quarrel with Vishnu. So at Kolhapur, this Devi is represented by the cobra, the hooded serpent, the king cobra, and a lion. So she's a village goddess. She's more deals with the primal mother goddess than the goddess of wealth and prosperity. So we have the aspect of Black Lakshmi, where she's considered more black than golden, and she's more of an angry goddess than that of let me give you money. She also represents the rage of women that have been abused. The woman, she represents those women who have been beaten up and trampled on and treated like shit and like cattle, and you know, so she could represent that rage. The women that have been beaten and raped, and those who were victims of domestic violence. She is that rage. And she, yes, she can be used. As that. So she is the Maharashtra. She's also called Maharashtra. Maharashtra is also fierce, and she's that same goddess, that manifestation of Lakshmi, that is angry, that seeks vengeance. So those who have women have been wronged, especially by men, can seek that vengeance of her. So let's see how much time I have left. I have 52 minutes. Well, I've done 52 minutes, and I do want to talk more about her. We had Dhana Lakshmi, DH, so it's Dhana. Not like the man, but like the man. So instead of say then, anything with a DH is a soft the D, like the instead of D, the. Say the. Instead of A, B, C, D, A, B, C, the. So DH is the. So Dhana Lakshmi is the goddess of wealth, money, woohoo, Bitcoin, core, cryptocurrency, gold, and money, and anything that can buy anything to secure a wonderful future. Dhana Lakshmi. No, you don't, mister. Dhana Lakshmi orchestrates well in the rhythm of the sounds of the conch. She is that sound of the conch to remove the bad luck and remove bad times and bring in the good times, bring in the parties, bring in the beauty. She represents all of welcoming good energy and getting rid of the bad. She's everything that is beautiful. Dhana Lakshmi also can hold a sword. Can you believe that? Even in that aspect, she is but she is beauty. Dhana Lakshmi deals with everyone except for the ascetics and mendicants, seeks wealth and property and prosperity and abundance. Now there's another one, it's spelled different and pronounced Dhanya, Dhanya. Remember the DH is the, ABC, the, like part of the Gayatri mantra, the, my, he. So anyway, with the DH is the, it's not the like in dog. So Danya Lakshmi is present in our food, in our kitchen. She's the food in our belly. She represents cereals, pulses, vegetables, fruits, and tubers. She's the one that keeps hunger away. She deals with food, but she deals with money, but she also deals with food. Danya Lakshmi, she's a destroyer of undesirable things. She's a remover of obstacles. She is very auspicious, and we can take refuge in her. She's a protector, but she represents, okay, she represents the food in our pot, the food on our plate. She is the food in the grocery store. She's the food. So therefore she feeds life. She's the nurturer. We have food at parties. We have food at celebrations. She's our breakfast, lunch, and dinner. She's our treats and snacks. Right, Shadow? You love snacks. Without her, without this part of Lakshmi, we would starve. She's the mother's milk for our infants. She's the mother's milk. So we have Raja Lakshmi or Raj Lakshmi. And Raja Lakshmi is a goddess of sovereignty. She represents the right to rule, or nowadays you're voted in. So she could represent the prime minister, the president, the king, the emperor, the empress, the queen. She represents the ruler. Raja Lakshmi is very beautiful, but she is the crown. She is the throne. She is the scepter. She is the power of the king and the kingdom. She's the source of the splendor of the king's power, the president's power, to be able to make decisions. So in this aspect of Rajalakshmi, her symbols are actually, and I didn't mention this in the other symbols because this is hers, the umbrella, the parasol, the fan, the fly whisk, the footstool, the crown, the throne, the cushions, the flag, and the bow. She represents that power. We have another aspect is Bhagya Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune and good luck. Here she is the goddess of gambling, and she especially gambling with dice, but any type of gambling. Going to Las Vegas, going to Atlantic City, going on a cruise and betting. She's the gambling of legal gambling and illegal gambling. I'm not telling you to do anything illegal, but she is the goddess of gambling and good fortune. She's luck be a lady tonight. She is the wheel of fortune. So Bhagya Lakshmi is the goddess of luck. Santan Lakshmi is a goddess who grants children. She represents our future. She is the heir. She is the family fortune. She is the family's future. She represents the genetic code being replicated. She represents our children and their children and their children. She is the one who protects infants and children from diseases. Okay? Santan Lakshmi helps women to become pregnant and to give birth and to take care of the children. This Santan Lakshmi, and she's in Bangladesh, she's known as Sashti. Sashti is commonly associated with all female cats, small and big. The big female cats and the small and our domestic cats. Okay? So they're sacred to her. We have Veera Lakshmi, the goddess of strength and courage, the goddess to just the power to stand up for what is right. She is the power to confront. She is our spine. She's like, say, damn, you got a good set of balls. Like, yeah, I got big balls, I could prove it. So she's not gonna back down. She's Veera. She's the power. She's even seen to ride a big cat. She's not afraid to fight. She's not afraid to pursue her enemies. Veera Lakshmi is strength, is bravery. She is a warrior. Veera Lakshmi. Go Lakshmi. That is the goddess of cows. Go Lakshmi. Cows are very sacred to her. She gives milk. She's the wish-fulfilling cow. Go Lakshmi. Go Lakshmi. Now, once to test her power, the gods asked her, go live in the manure of cows. And so she did. And instantly, cow dung became a valuable source to make a plaster, like I said, to use as fuel. And since that day, in some festivals, women would mold images of Lakshmi out of cow poop and literally worship it. So, yes, cow poop. Vijaya Lakshmi means wisdom Lakshmi. She's the goddess of the arts and learning, intelligence. So if we have money, we need to know what to do with it, how to invest it, where to put our money, when to spend it, when not to spend it. Because if you do stupid things with your money, oh well. So with money, you should know what the difference. So no, she is not Sarasvati. So there's a difference. But here we see a little bit of a blending because she deals with knowledge. Vijaya Lakshmi, okay, so Sarasvati deals with knowledge for the sake of learning and aimed at our spiritual growth, where Vijaya Lakshmi is more of the knowledge for material advancement, going to school to learning a trade, to learn how to be a doctor, to learn how to be a lawyer, to make money, of course. So we have Vijaya Lakshmi. Vasudha Lakshmi is dealing with the earth goddess, and she is also called Dharini, because it's DH, Dharini. My mistake, sorry. So she deals with the earth and the power of the earth, and she is our sustenance. She is our home. We live, we die, and we are back to the earth, whether we're cremated into ashes or buried. So she deals with the earth. Oh gosh, I've been talking for an hour and 3 minutes. So Lakshmi, oh my God, there's so much about Lakshmi. And I'm just talking about some of her things about her. Lakshmi, threshold. She's a goddess of thresholds. Okay, so the threshold marks are the boundaries between inside and outside, the wilderness and civilization, the inside and out. So she deals with the threshold, and there's sometimes there's symbols of flowers, which I'm so thirsty. So like it's called in North India, it's called Rangoli, where people would draw flowers, using rice flour, color powders and flowers, and making patterns near the doorway to invite Lakshmi to come in. So Rangoli in the north. In the south is called Kolam, and in the east of India is called Alpana. So southern India is called Kolam, North India is called Rangoli, in the east is called Alpana. Now, this has been done for, centuries, for millennia. And sometimes they could be simple or very complicated symbols and occult diagrams and tantric yantras and mandalas in it. So it has the power to attract wealth and harness the wealth of the universe. So we see her representing the inside and outside of things. So we have different mantras to her. Om Shrim Siddhaye Namaha, which Om and salutations to Lakshmi, who releases magical abilities within. Om Shrim Siddhaye Namaha. Om Shrim Lakshmiye Swaha, to bring in wealth. Then there's also Om Shrim Mahalakshmiye Swaha. So there's another one which to produce in oneself the spirit of truth is Om Satye Namaha. Om Satye Namaha. Om Satye Namaha. Now there is a Gayatri mantra, and it's a little bit long. I do know it. It's Om Mahalakshmi Cha Vidmahi Vishnu Patnicha Dhimahi Tano Lakshmi Prachodayat. Again, Om Mahalakshmi Cha Vidmahi Vishnu Patnicha Dhimahi Tano Lakshmi Prachodayat. So again, to develop the powers of Lakshmi is Om Shrim Siddhaye Namaha. She is also the goddess of health, because when she rose out of the ocean, also Dhanvantari rose with her. So Dhanvantari, the celestial healer. But also remember, Alakshmi rose out of the ocean with her. She also gets along with Kubera as well as Ganesha. Kubera is the treasurer of the gods, and he's a different form of divine being. One day I'll speak about him. I've been speaking about 1 hour and 7 minutes. Should I speak a little bit more? By the way, people like age of 29 and younger should say, instead of Om Shri Mahalakshmi Swaha, I mean, you can do it. It's better to use Om Shri Mahalakshmi Namaha instead of Swaha. So if you're age 29 and older, use Om Shri Mahalakshmi Swaha. Under 29 and younger, Om Shri Mahalakshmi Namaha. There also is another birth of Lakshmi that I forgot. There is a sage, Prajapati, and he did these powers and these seedy powers, and from his face, from his mouth, from the front of him arose Lakshmi, and from his back arose Alakshmi. So again, the two sisters born in, I forgot about the Prajapati. Sorry, I don't use notes. So there's different births and different ascents of Lakshmi. Lakshmi is also known as the daughter in some stories. Now, Lakshmi is known as the daughter of Brigu, who is a sage. And in another place, like I said, known as the daughter of Varuna. She's even closely associated with Shukra, who is the guru, like I said, the guru of the Asuras. So she lived underground, and then she lives in the heavens. So she lived with the Asuras, and then she lives with the devas. She became domesticated by Vishnu by becoming his wife after the churning of the ocean. When she left the gods where they had to churn her because the Rasa got angry at Indra because Lakshmi hung out with Indra. But Durvasa the sage gave him a wreath of flowers with respect and honor to Indra, and Indra just took the flower and drew it on his white elephant's head, and the white elephant took it off his head and stomped on it. So Durvasa said, from now on, you are going to lose your, for now you're going to lose your wealth and your fortune. And Lakshmi left Indra and went into the ocean, and his kingdom started becoming topsy-turvy, and to the point where it just, Lakshmi left, and guess who was there? Oh yeah. But no, but actually everything left him. So they had to churn the ocean. The devas and the asuras had to work together to churn the ocean with the snake Vasuki. So there's so much to her that she deals with so many things. Lakshmi, there's so much I can just keep talking and talking. She's very enchanting. She is the gentler face of the divine, and she represents, says 4 arms to represent the 4 goals in life. Dharma, which is social obligations and rightness and order. We have Kama, which is sex and pleasurable pursuit. We have Artha, which represents political and economic achievements and money and prosperity and riches and wealth. Moksha, which is perfection and spiritual liberation. She holds them all. She holds Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha in her 4 arms. So there's so much to learn about Lakshmi. There's so many aspects to her, more aspects than I could mention here, because I am really going above my hour time limit. I know people are gonna start tuning out and go, oh God, she's still talking, blah blah blah. But I do want to thank you for watching this video. There's so many videos and so many books. Please get the Bal Codman's book. I don't benefit from telling you anything but I do think it's a good introduction to working with her, and he is very knowledgeable. I want to thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please be generous to people in need and animals in need. You know, I'm not telling you to spend all your money. I even bored my cat. He fell asleep. I talked so much. Yep. Shadow went to sleep. Please, you know, don't like power buy things and leave nothing for nobody else. I mean, of course, prepare. I mean, hurricane season is coming for people who, you know, in June will be here soon. Hurricane season, just prepare for yourself. If you're in Hurricane Alley, make sure you got some stuff for yourself and for your friends and neighbors in case you have someone over. Always prepare. You know, think about others, but also think about yourself. And remember, consider adoption your first option. Love animals, love others, love yourself, take care of yourself. And please, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, give me a thumbs down. Share this video with your friends and family and Facebook and your messenger. So please subscribe and give me a like. Those likes, because that's payment to me. thank you very much, because it makes my channel grow and makes me realize that I'm doing a good job. And as always, blessed be.